Continue the show here with a blockbuster, an NBA sale. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger are buying the Lakers for a record $12.5 billion per our Ramona Shelburne, who's sitting right here this morning. The sale comes just under a year after Mark Walter took control of the franchise when his bid was approved by the league back in October of 2025. Walter told Ramona in a statement, "Owning the Los Angeles Lakers has been one of the great honors of my life, an extraordinary investment. But what I will carry with me is the community, the fans, and a city that treats this team as family. I'm grateful to Jeannie Buss, the Buss family, the players, and the staff for welcoming me into this chapter. The Lakers belong to Los Angeles, and I have every confidence the best is still ahead." All right, welcome back in here to the studio. Ramona, you broke this story. How did this all come about?
Very quickly. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger were involved in the bidding process and the expansion process in Las Vegas. Those numbers have started to go astronomically to a high level that they are smart enough to go, why would we pay this much money for an expansion franchise where we also have to spend another $2 or $3 billion to build an arena in Las Vegas without at least calling the Lakers and seeing if Mark Walter's interested in selling? And that phone call was made on Sunday, and over the next couple of days, they came to an agreement on this deal. Bob Iger, he used to be our boss, guys.
Yeah.
He's a huge NBA fan. He used to have season tickets, center court at the Clippers for a lot of years. He tried to bring the NFL to Los Angeles a few years ago. He's retired. He has time now. And I think this was a very savvy business move. And for Mark Walter, he had a day or so to decide, and he took the offer. I don't think this was the intention here, but this is the proverbial offer you can't refuse.
I've checked in with sources around the league, I'm sure, as we all have, and the biggest question mark I keep getting back to me is why? Is this somehow in relation to the investigation, the federal investigation going on into Mark Walter's other business interests outside of his ownership of the Dodgers and the Lakers and the Sparks? We're going to find out. We're going to keep asking these questions, but on its face, we can say, yes, that's a great job. You make $2.5 billion in 14 months.
Yeah, he flipped the house very quickly.
Exactly.
Yes.
But the way he talked about this team when he initially purchased it is that he was going to be basically the stakeholder for the rest of his career, the rest of his life. This is a legacy type of entity. This isn't a building that you just flip like a house, right? So there's some major question marks here, and I think there's also some question marks about the initial sale from the Buss family to the Walters, because 14 months later, $2.5 billion more it's worth. So maybe it was not the best decision in the time to sell to the Walter.
Well, it's worth more because of the expansion, right? So if your house, the neighborhood, the house next to you sells for $10 billion, your house is worth more, especially if it's a legacy
But
brand.
we didn't know about expansion 14 months ago?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the numbers have gotten real. I think when people thought about expansion, it was seen as $6 to $8 billion at the time. I think it's going well north of that now. And I think that it was a smart pivot. I mean, you can buy, this is Josh Kushner has he runs Thrive Capital. They just started another fund called Thrive Eternal, which is investing in legacy brands. They bought a minority share of the San Francisco Giants earlier this year. And I think this is a huge one. But I think the Iger part of this is really important because
he loves the NBA.
He was seen as a trump card by all the ownership groups in Las Vegas. Yeah. Everybody wanted Bob to be a part of their group because of how close he is to Adam Silver, because of all the deals that they've done, broadcast deals, but also he was instrumental in setting up the bubble, if you remember, in 2020.
Right.
This has been a very close business relationship for a number of years. Obviously, the Q rating is pretty high from his time as an executive at Disney. And the fact that he was involved here, I think, really helps get this across the board.
But so we don't confuse the folks at home, let's just call him an ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Not the other type of card.
Yeah, for sure. David,
Well, yeah, I mean, a big picture here. Like this is the Lakers. This is not usually how we talk about the Lakers. Are sort of more in flux right now, seemingly, than I kind of would assume a team like the Lakers would be, right? Like you have ownership flip like an Airbnb. We don't know what's going on with Jeannie Buss. We don't know what's going on with the Pelinka and the folks in there. Like this seems like there's more chaos in the Lakers organization than you should.
The Buss family is still have their, I believe it's between 17 and 18%. That's
so
not
that will remain.
That will remain.
Okay.
I don't know what happens to this agreement that she had with Mark, that she would be the controlling owner for 5 years. I think my guess is that goes with the sale.
Out the window, basically.
I don't think she has that same agreement with Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. I think this will happen very quickly. This will take a couple months to go through at least, and there's a whole process it has to go through. So right now, the phrase I heard from one Laker employee was business as usual. The season's starting, they're getting ready. But Dave, you know this league. You know,
So
this
let
is gonna be big.
me ask you guys this, and feel free to answer. Either of you or both of you. You said business as usual. How does this affect the status of the head coach, J.J. Redick, who, by the way, has, I would imagine, a relationship with Bob Iger, if I recall correctly, or Rob Pelinka and their job status? Are they having to prove themselves here now moving
I would
forward?
expect so.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you buy a team, you're going to want to hire your own people, and the people in place are very good. So Mark Walter and his group just went through an evaluation process with everyone. They've kept people, they've hired new people, and I'm sure the new owners will do the same thing once they're in place and hitting the ground running.
J.J. Redick got an extension after his rookie year as a head coach with the Lakers. By understanding, it aligns his contract with Rob Pelinka's, and the understanding, I don't think Jeannie has a contract, but the 5-year window for her to continue to be the acting governor. I think J.J. Redick's probably in a really good spot here. I mean, Bob Iger was a Clippers season ticket holder when J.J. was on the team, and also
he was the number one on the number one
was
team.
His boss. And J.J. was working the finals game, so he's a good spot. But we'll have to see where all this thing goes.
There's a couple names you should pay attention to.
Okay.
Chris Paul.
Right.
Very close friend of Bob Iger's. He's sort of a mentor to Chris Paul. Chris recently retired. He's available. Incredible basketball mind. I don't know what that means for him, but I expect they'll be talking.
Yeah, Chris went to Bob's Disney offices to help him clear them out, put all the stuff in the boxes. So they're pretty close. Yeah,
that is interesting. And, Luka Doncic, so we talked about JJ just a second ago. I mean, JJ's now 2 years in, right, basically, or 3 years in, and he's got 3 different owners.
Let's go back to Luka, though.
Yeah, but Luka now has 5 owners that he's had in 2 years.
Like, he is in Dallas with Mark Cuban, who sells to the Adelson family.
And here's Luka's comment on Twitter today about this. By the way, the thing that sticks out the most to me, I've gotten used to big changes over the last years.
Well, I mean,
I guess so.
The Luka thing is, I mean, we're starting the Luka era. I mean, the Luka era has been moving very slowly, partly because of the LeBron James thing, new ownership again. This guy is supposed to be your flagship player that you are building a Lakers franchise around. What we know about the Lakers, you get a guy like Luka to come into, you win a championship. That's what the Lakers do, and it's taken 2 years for them to even get out the gate with this Luka thing.
Right.
This is a big part of how they're going to move forward.
Well, interesting. Dave, you had the story about a sense of urgency of this offseason, and I feel like they hit a good number of their goals, right? Maybe not all of them.
Sure.
So I would assume that urgency continues.
Yeah, and thus far, I've checked in with a few sources who said that last year, when Walter Group was in charge, they were still interacting with the Lakers the same way they were under the bus regime. And so we'll see if that continues, and that would include Luka Doncic.